Hey everybody, this is Joe. I'm here in Houston, Texas. I'm in zone 9B and I have a cottage butterfly garden in my backyard. And I am showing you a jillion Gulf fritillary butterfly caterpillars. I grew a passion vine and we got egg bombed, which is the fun way of saying that a mama Gulf fritillary came and just laid eggs everywhere. And you can see they have just absolutely chomped this down. Here's what the untouched looks like. And I've counted about 24 or 25 caterpillars. Look at these guys. And they've gotten humongous. Look at that, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm having so much fun. So I encourage you to find a passion vine and grow it in your yard because it's super fun. I can't wait to see a whole host of butterflies. I've got some just pretty little sunflowers from the bird seed. And then up here, my Mrs. B. Arcant has gone crazy. All of a sudden, all sort of jammed together. Look how beautiful that rose is. Oh my goodness. I love this rose so much. Now I've been gone because my daughter got married last weekend and so I've been away from the garden, so I'm gonna do a long video. If you want to see an amazing wedding cake, I'll post a picture of it on my community tab because it is covered with icing flowers. It's amazing. Now I put a couple of spicy globe basil down in here. I had grown it from seed. It's always looked peaked and puny, and so I thought maybe just putting it in the ground will make the difference. And then I'm really enjoying this Minoan lace, which is I just grew from seed. It was very easy. I kind of think I just sprinkled it, and I've had it pop up all over the yard. It's been really fun. I'm taking out all my pansies. I've cut them out, and I've got some gomphrena growing in there. I'm hoping that will fill out. And then you might look at my shorts video because I've been doing an experiment on potting soil and using the experiment with my aquatic milkweed that I've been growing from seed. And basically the answer was that Miracle-Gro, spindly, kind of pale, Buchanan's Native Plants, their custom mix, spindly and a little bit yellow, a little bit peaked. And then everything I ended up putting in Happy Grow soil conditioner is greener, more robust, bigger leaves, and got big really fast. Now these, I put all of these and those, they all were seeded the same day. Now they germinated at different rates, but all of this has been around the same length as this. So, oh my goodness, I can't recommend Happy Frog soil conditioner enough. It is amazing. Now this is what I came home to, and I am so thrilled. And oh, there's a monarch flapping around over there. Amazing cone flowers, and look how big. This is Nepeta, and I think this is called Walker's Low, and I'm loving it. I'm loving that so much. And then this is black and blue salvia, and goodness gracious, it is just electric blue. Oh, I'm so happy about that. And it looks really sweet next to, this is just fennel that I'm growing for eastern black swallowtail butterflies, but look at those wonderful flowers, and they look so pretty next to that purple blue in the background. You know, sometimes we have we have things that we grow that we think, is that a weed? I don't think that's a weed. That might be a weed. I don't know. And you just let it grow to see. I've been watching this for weeks and weeks and weeks. And it looks like now that it's finally bloomed, yeah, that's a weed. That is definitely a weed. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I did not grow that on purpose. But it sure is a healthy plant for something with such a pitiful flower on it. Here's more of that fennel. Look how beautiful. I just love this. I don't know why we're not all growing this. You know, I don't want fennel to eat. I think it smells terrible and looks and tastes terrible. But why aren't we all growing it for these beautiful flowers? And it's fluffy, fluffy foliage. My bluebonnets are starting to finally, their seeds are starting to finally ripen. And then look, oh my gosh, you guys. I knew there was an eastern black swallowtail around here somewhere. He is sort of bunched up. He's gonna make a chrysalis right there on that bluebonnet. Thank goodness I saw him, so I didn't pull him up. He hasn't wandered far, has he? Because I popped him in here 2 nights ago. No, last night. Look at him. Isn't he cool? I'll show you another one I have in an enclosure. And oh, look there. It's a beautiful monarch right there. Isn't that awesome? Let's see if we can get closer to him. These incredible cone flowers. Let's see if we can sneak up on this dude. Oh, no, he says no. But you know, sometimes if you just stand still, a butterfly will circle right back around to the thing they were on. If you startled them, oh, almost. You just hang out. It's like they've decided they liked that and they're gonna swoop back over to it. Oh, there he goes. Well, he was on a Verbena bonariensis, which I have seen lots of butterflies really love. And I've got some little sunflowers popping up. And oh, what a wonderful combo of this. I think this is a fireworks gomphrena. I think that's the variety name amongst this black and blue salvia. And here is some coral nymph salvia, which isn't really blooming, and pretty parasols. And then oh, the carrot. Look at this, and it's huge, huge. And so often I come out here and there's a lizard sitting there just waiting. It's like a little landing pad, and he's just waiting for creatures to come land on it. There's all kinds of goodness going on down here. There's a white salvia down here, and then this shiny business right here, that shiny leaf, that is a Duranta, and it froze to the ground and has been very slow to come back, but now we're at about 2.5 feet, and that makes me happy. And then here, tucked in, is a I've got a prettier one to show you, but this one survived. This is a Tutti Frutti agastache, and it's getting ready to bloom, and it just kind of survived back in here through the winter. And I've got my little German chamomile. It looks a little peaked, but I'm watching it, hoping it does well. And I've still got a few larkspur in here. I've loved having those, and I'm getting ready to have some daylilies pop out. I'm still looking for the name of this really pretty native salvia. I'm still looking for the name of that. I'm sorry I haven't found it yet, but it is just delightful. These are the first day lilies to pop out. And look at the buds on that. Oh my gosh, y'all. And this beautiful Gora has come out. It's come out to play. Little floaty pink. I just love that. And then this poppy is getting ready. I have no idea what kind of poppy this is. I threw out poppy seeds last year. I'm not even sure I threw any out this year except for little red ones. And that's not the red one, I don't think. So that'll be fun. And then here's a little volunteer gomphrena here. I've kind of let it get big because it's on the edge, and I think it'll be fun to have it, you know, puff out over the walkway. It's pretty wide right here. I think there's room for a gomphrena, even if it gets kind of kooky, to fit there. So I'm leaving it there. Now this, what a hot mess, right? This is the price I pay for growing bluebonnets, is that it was magnificent for a month and then it's a mess for another month. I was really hoping that even though I was only gone for 4 nights for my daughter's wedding, that I would come back and they would all be ripened and I could pull them all up. But you can see they're ready. Look at that, already sort of popping. But now seeing that eastern black swallowtail making a chrysalis on one, it makes me a little nervous to pull the rest of them up. Okay, speaking of eastern black swallowtails, let me turn a light on out here. So I found some little babies and I wanted to protect them and at least get them a head start because we have so many lizards. And I brought some in that were, I brought 2 in that were just eggs, and I can't find the other one. And they were eggs when we went to the wedding. And here's a baby with his little stripe. See his little white stripe on there? That's the first instar, first stage. And then this dude right here is a lot older. And then while we were gone, you know, I didn't think any of them were ready to go and pupate, I think is the right word. So I would have put sticks in here. This is inside the thing. Look at that. That is a beautiful green chrysalis. Wow. Whoops. I think that's the best it's gonna get right there. Isn't it gorgeous? Such bright green. And so now I have to hang on to this container until he emerges. And sometimes that can be a long time. Sometimes it can be a couple of weeks. And I had 13 of them over winter in my back porch, and I had them for almost a year. So you never know. It's highly inconvenient to me that he chose the inside of that little cage, little enclosure. Oh my gosh, look at the Stokes aster. They're huge. So pretty. And again, I love the color combinations. Look at this is the little bicolor salvia, bicolor sage, next to that purple. Doesn't that pop wonderfully? And then I've got this completely bananas thing. This tall thing right there is the rattlesnake master, and it's sort of an eryngium, native to Texas. I had no idea it was going to be that tall. It must be 7 feet tall. And its little friends are not quite so tall, but I'm just so, it's like, it keeps taunting me, getting taller and taller, but not actually blooming. Now here is that's the double click cranberry cosmos, which I am in love with. And then this single one, much darker, is rubenza. I thought in an earlier video they were going to be the same, but this is rubenza. And then I've got this massive self-sown coneflower popping up right in the middle of my pink skullcap. It's I keep kind of trimming things back to give the skullcap some room. I'm loving the skullcap. It is such a pretty color. I just love it. And then this, I would have pulled this up as a weed. Again, I kind of left it, but it had a monarch chrysalis, which you can see the remains of, and so I didn't pull it up because I'd seen the chrysalis. I think this is going to be a green-eyed, what's it called? Like a yellow, black-eyed Susan looking plant with a green middle. You see a sort of Mexican hat shaped little cone. And so I know I planted that, but I'm not really sure what it's going to look like. I'm desperate to pull out all of this. And also what's in here is cudweed, which is this ugly stuff. But that is the painted lady butterfly host for their caterpillars. And so I have yet to see one out here, but I hate to pull it all out in case there's some caterpillars on there. So you can feel my pain while I look at all the mess. However, here is the ammi joining the show. And then this whole ocean, y'all, all of this is Peter's purple monarda. And look, it is just starting to bloom, and it'll turn much darker than that. It'll be a much deeper pink, but it's going to be, look how much there is. I'm so excited. And this beauty, Souvenir de la Malmaison, a little going over now. Wine cups are so pretty. I just love them. And then tucked back here, this is what happens sometimes when you overplant, which I absolutely did, is that things kind of get smushed. And so here I have, this is Tutti Frutti Agastache that just happened to make it through the summer. I'm pretty shocked that it made it through the heat last year. This is carrots, which is a host plant for the eastern black swallowtails. Tucked in here is Mystic Spire's salvia. Isn't it pretty? And so I kind of love this little combination of the pink and the yellow and the blue, but it's smushing that blue. And I've tried to put little supports in here, but it's not really doing a lot of good. I've got another little Verbena bonariensis, and then this is the purple hyacinth bean vine. I've never grown it in the middle of the garden. I put it on a big sort of obelisk thing, and it's blooming, and I'm so thrilled. Look how pretty. And it's already got, does it have it? No, I thought it had a little bean, but it doesn't. Those are still just buds. But I think that looks really neat. I'm gonna have to keep it. It doesn't behave when there are other things for it to climb on. And so I keep having to kind of come out here and snip it off, but it's worth it. I think it's a great plant to grow. And I know that there are pea plants, various pea plants that are larval hosts for butterflies. And so I feel like that's my pea. That's my bean plant. Pea plant. I can't remember which one now. Don't listen to me. I keep telling y'all I'm just learning and I can't remember which one that is. Here's the purple version of skullcap, which I don't think is nearly a cute a flower, but those are a year old. This is just, this plant is just about one or just a couple of months old. The other one is a year plus. And so it's much bushier and prettier, and this one's pretty scrawny, but it does have pretty little purple flowers. Here's another Agastache, Tutti Frutti. Look how pretty, and isn't it wonderful with that purple Salvia leucantha in the background? And then even further, blue Salvia uliginosa, and then deep, deep purple salvia Amistad. And then I've got a little pops of that maroon I was hoping for, but I keep feeling like my attempts this year to add a maroon to the garden that's tall and that would be little pops throughout are not being very successful. These little dudes, too short. I have some purple millet, which is still like this tall. It is not happy with me. And so, you know, as a gardener, you know, you just keep going. You keep trying things out. I may put my cosmos and keep it in a pot longer. That's a little carrot. Look how little this one is. I think maybe it's getting a lot less sun over here, but that's just gonna be super neat to have this little puff of white right there. And of course the diamond frost euphorbia, always a winner. A bunch of cleome have come up and are looking pretty nice. But everything you can see, I'm sort of in the shade over here-ish, right? I've got these trees above me. So what that really means is all these cleomes are leaning that way. All the salvia leucanthus is all leaning that way. That gomphrena, even in a pot there, is all leaning that way away from me. So it's always a challenge when you have some shady spots. And I do like this combo of the salvia leucantha amongst the diamond frost euphorbia. My daughter said that was one of her favorite combinations. And then this, it's super floppy. I'm kind of unhappy with it. This is Gulf vervain. That is a native Texas plant. And I was hoping that it would stand upright like this and be sort of a native color match and height match for the Verbena bonariensis. But it has ended up being something that lays down a lot. So I'm sort of disappointed, but I figure I could grow it inside of a little support next time and it might work out. Look at this ocean of blue. Oh my goodness, I love it when this goes. It's so, so beautiful. Salvia uliginosa. And here come the big old pentas, already 3 feet high. And the pink one, lighter pink one here, right next to the salvia Amante, which is massive, massive, massive. The part that didn't get knocked down over here in a storm is at least 6 feet tall. But the middle has grown back in and fluffed out, and I'm so happy about that. And then I'm just noticing, this is salvia, oh, it's new to me. What's that called? It's yellow. It's a pale yellow, and it likes the shade. It'll come to me in a minute. I have been growing that. I've tried it this year. I watch a wonderful Houston area gardener. She has a YouTube channel, and it's called Butterflies and Birds in the Backyard. I think her name is Crystal. Hello, Crystal. And oh my goodness, forsythia sage. That's the word, forsythia sage. And so I watched her grow this last year, and it was amazing. And so when I saw it in the store, I snapped it up. And there's a nice little bee getting a little drink. Hi. Here's Dr. Seuss land with the gomphrena, little star-shaped, starburst shaped gomphrena with the fuzzy little salvia leucantha in the backyard. And look, we've got a nice bluebird. Let's see if we can. And this I'm really happy with. That's got the hyacinth bean vine on it. Again, I really like growing it in the garden. Out in the middle, I've always grown it on a fence. My only worry is that it's going to take stuff over because it's pretty vigorous. So, you know, it may be that 6 months from now I'm like, don't put it in the middle of the garden. We'll see. Now this is another carrot that I planted. It's absolutely massive. Look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. But this one has all fallen over. And you know, I just buy carrots at the grocery store in the fall and put them in the ground. And I buy different, you know, purple carrots and yellow carrots and orange carrots. And you know, I just stick them all in the ground. And so they all kind of have a different habit. And so lying down on the ground apparently is the habit of this one. So I'm just living with it. You know, it's just always fun. You never know what you're gonna come up with, what's gonna happen. That's part of what's so fun about gardening. There's a nice little honeybee and this beautiful salvia Amante, just so pretty. Look how pretty, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? And then here's the one that I just don't know the name of. I thought it was salvia amigo, and then I saw salvia amigo at the store today and it was not this color. You see the difference in color? I thought I was buying the same plant, but I love both of them. They've got to be in the same, you know, variety, same grower. And then I've got a cleome peeking out down here. I'm trying so hard to have little things that are going to come up later on. But then I'm looking down here, my carrot, I think, has fallen over the purple millet. I can't even find the purple millet, only the tag. Well, womp womp. Again, gardening, you never know what your successes will be and won't be. Excellence von Schubert, still blooming so beautifully. I love it. And it has a really light scent, very pretty scent. Now I have sort of let this salvia engulf my Gulf Coast penstemon, pardon the pun. Here's a little smackerel of it right here. But it sort of had its big bloom, and so it's sort of, you know, chilling out for a while. And then this will finish its big show, and I will pull a bunch of it out. It does wander. I really want it over here, and it has wandered. So I'll pull a bunch out and give that penstemon some more room, and it'll probably bloom for me again fairly soon. And then this is the mist flower. And look how pretty. Isn't that wonderful and sweet? I just love that. And then back here is the fire spike that will bloom really in the fall. Very tropical. My 4 o'clocks have not opened yet, but they've been really fantastic. And then still, look, it's still so creamy and pretty. I just love it. I love that oak leaf hydrangea. Oh, and okay, here, this little bit of it has just got a little dusting of pink. Can you see that? And that's as it ages on the bush. The flowers get a little dusty pink on them. I'm waiting for these huge crinums to flower. They haven't come up very. I'm surprised they're not flowering yet, but they're going to be. Sometimes they'll be 6 feet tall. The flower spike. I keep watching out here. This is all my pipe vine, and I keep watching for pipe vine swallowtail butterfly eggs or caterpillars, and I have not found any. I've found evidence that they have been here, and I must assume that they have been eaten. This is my little native chili pekin, which can take some shade. It has little white flowers. It hasn't bloomed for me yet. And really hot peppers that you can cook with. And then this is just regular old basil that made it from last year. We put this pot in the garage and sort of trimmed it back, and it has come back. And I've got some little zinnias that have seeded themselves in there. Rachel, this one's for you. There's a cute little salvia, and it didn't look red or orange in the plant store, but look, oh, terrible. It's wrong color. Here is what I was hoping it would be closer to, which is a little pale pink. And then that is society garlic. Smells terrible. Looks beautiful. And my scented geraniums are looking so pretty, and just, I think I've found the place where they're the happiest. And wonderful ivy geraniums continue to bloom all summer. They just keep going. And so this is a double variety. And the single variety, I can't decide which one I like the best. Look how pretty. And then here's a big puffy one. A little bit ratty. Look how pretty though. Now here is a thing of milkweed that is growing in the Happy Frog. And look how beautiful that milkweed looks. So I'm so excited, and it's really in the shade most of the time. But this particular milkweed does all right. It's fairly well. It can take some shade. And the jewels of opar. Look at that sweet little flower. Now my brother took a picture of this for me yesterday and got an amazing photograph of this tiny flower. So watch for that. When he sends it to me, I will put it up so you can see how incredible these tiny flowers are. They don't want to be in focus for me at all. More milkweed here, and then this is more of that jewels of opar, and I cover this. When I plant something new, I will put a little cage over it if it'll fit, because the squirrels love to dig in freshly overturned pots, or even when you plant something in the ground and it's freshly overturned, they want to dig in there. And so I just sort of do that for a couple weeks until it's not as appealing. A really cool coleus that made it through the winter in the garage and has been just fine. This was a gift. I don't know the name of that plant. It was a gift to me. I've got a couple of different kinds of begonias in here. And let me squeeze back and show you back here. Now I have help once a month for a couple of hours, and bless his heart, in the fall or in the winter he cut back my American beauty bush to the ground, which I don't think was necessary, and I thought, well, that's it. It is dead now, and it has come back beautifully from the ground and is getting ready to bloom, and then it'll have its pretty little purple berries. And the other one came back as well over there. Lots of 4 o'clocks have come up. And then this is like the first little shrimp plant to come up with its lime green bracts and then its sort of salmony pink flowers. Here is some Turk's cap. This is native to Texas, beloved by hummingbirds. And then another, also native oak leaf hydrangea looking so pretty out here in the dappled sun. Dappled shade, dappled sun, which one is it? These are more Turk's cap in different colors. And then this is a wonderful coral berry back there. And this I'm loving. This is my native wax myrtle. And it's so fluffy and pretty, and I'm just in love with it. And then I have mock orange that my friend Hallie gave me. Hello, Hallie. It is not blooming this year, but it's alive, and it has 3 times as many little branches as it did last year, so I'm not complaining. Or I'm only complaining a little. This beautiful thing is Rangoon creeper, and it's starting its way up, and it will be enormous. Beautiful vine. This does not get enough sun, so it doesn't bloom for me, but I recommend it. It is a gorgeous plant. There's more coral berry. Lots and lots of, this is all sort of a peachy pink Turk's cap. And then this is Walter's viburnum, native Texas, has little white flowers, and it's really kind of bushing out. Look how neat and good. This looks so nice. I hadn't been out here to look at this. This is just a wood fern native to Texas. Lots more begonias. The angel wing or dragon wing begonias do a lot better for me than the sort of regular rounded leaf begonias as far as lasting all the way through the summer. They'd both do okay, but I always do better with this one. More scented geraniums they're really happy here. I'm so happy. And then I just tried this. This is new. I don't remember the name. Is this called fan flower or something? That was a snap decision buy at the store, and it seems pretty happy. It's been there a couple of weeks. Mixed in, I think it's a pretty combination. A little bit gaudy, pink and coral together. But I like it together. And my little freesias, aren't they wonderful? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just tiniest little bulbs. And I'm kind of digging the seed pods also. Look at that. Just as pretty as the flower almost. I just love that seed pod. And a little obedient plant I thought was dead. Also a gift from Hallie, and it's back. Thank goodness. And I am really impressed with this particular begonia. They're huge, huge leaves. I feel like this is a different variety than I'm used to, and it seems very happy out here. And then Fred in his little bed of wine cups, I do love. And the irises, I don't think I had a single flower out here. These are irises that were in the yard when we moved here 15 years ago. And they bloomed over the years. The bigger the trees got above them, the more shade, the fewer flowers. And now I leave them because of the sort of architectural look to them. Because they will look good a long time, and then it gets really hot and they all kind of die down. And then when it rains again, they come back up. And so I leave them because they kind of have a little bit of grayish green to them. And so sometimes, I really think about the shape of leaves, even if I'm just dealing with green, these iris leaves versus the feathery fern leaf, plus the tiny little leaves in the Walter's viburnum back there. It all creates a scene, even if it's just green. And this big old crinum, which really doesn't bloom much because it's not getting enough sun. And then, let's go back here. Here is all that wonderful This is more of the Gulf Coast penstemon that's pooped out, finished blooming, but I'm leaving a few things with seed heads because it's seeded pretty freely last year, and I got a lot of plants out of it, so I'm letting it seed on purpose. And this is inland sea oats beginning to bloom. Look how pretty their little oat heads are. Look, I'll see if I can get one to be still for you. I just think they're so neat. It's so fluffy. I have too much of it. It was a little bit more invasive. The word on the street now is to, before they dry and go to seed, before they dry out, clip these, even though they're beautiful, put them inside in a vase or something, because they will come up and then you will have too much of this.